What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Fumble the Bag podcast, where we talk about sports and everything sports, news, whatever is going on today and recently. I'm joined by Jacob, Kyle, Max. We got another Kyle Porte is with us. We got Josh and first time guest, Daniel. So,
Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Hello,
hello.
hello.
Get excited.
Hello,
Okay.
hello.
Just wanted to get things started off with the bowl games, like the college football playoffs. Those games were really good, and I wanted to talk about them because I got to watch both of them. So
Really good games.
Rose
Especially the
Bowl,
Michigan,
baby.
Alabama.
The Rose Bowl. That's where it was at.
Dude, that was crazy.
Mitch versus Alabama.
Yeah. Screw Bama, dude.
Overtime.
Screw Bama.
Overtime.
Exactly. In overtime.
Screw them.
Let them naysayers know, huh?
Let a naysayer know.
Hey, that last play, man. If you saw it,
The
Oh,
last
that was
play of
kinda-
the last play
They
of the fourth
ran it
quarter
on
though.
fourth and goal.
I don't know why they ran that, bro. I mean, Michigan's defense was kind of like locking them up. So, like, they had like 5 sacks first half. Like, they established like really good defense. So, it's hard to beat that if you're trying to run it like a QB draw on fourth down, last play of the game. I don't know.
I think it was just due to the low snaps, honestly. And I think the consecutive timeouts, I think, kind of made it a little bit kind of scuffed. But no, I saw a lot of people kind of going in on that play. And I think overall, there wasn't supposed to be a QB draw, obviously. Like they were saying it's supposed to be like a swing pass to the running back out of the left side because they had two blockers and they were in man. So it was really unfortunate because 56, I don't know his name, but that man could not snap the entire game. I don't know what was going on, but multiple low snaps, multiple,
Lights are
just
super bright.
miscommunications, man. Like I don't know. That really definitely upset Jaden Milroe to a degree. So, just a very
Not much you can
sloppy
do.
offensive game from Alabama, which is something I think not many of us are used to seeing, especially in the college football playoffs.
Oh, especially from Bama, they're known to be like the top of the top for their offensive plays.
Especially this year on a down year. Even on a down year too, they still found a way to string together like offensive consistency. Jaden Milroe even got benched, middle of the
Yeah.
season.
For like a dude that just like transferred in.
Yeah,
much.
he got benched. They played a game on the road at USF. They got absolutely they almost lost. And then he ends up coming back and then puts together. I think the graphic yesterday said like 28 total touchdowns and 4 interceptions since getting benched. So he definitely earned it back, and definitely a down performance yesterday. But still, I just think the overall offensive unit just wasn't cohesive enough yesterday. It just didn't look like the consistency was there. It just didn't look like everyone was on the same page at times. So it definitely was a little surprising to see, but definitely don't take away from what Michigan's defense did because they showed up and they made a statement. They made a statement that they're the best team in the country and that they deserve to be there. So definitely props to Jim Harbaugh and that staff and all of that.
Yeah, I think it's his first bowl game in was it since 2015, something like that. Jim Harbaugh, and it's gonna be a good matchup with Washington advancing too, and
Yeah.
that Sugar Bowl almost became dramatic at the end. That was
It was like they had like a big lead, Washington, and then like it closed kind of at the end, and it came down to that last play where it was if you saw the DB really was on it, and the ball was in the receiver's hands for like a second, and he was able to knock it out.
Yeah.
Rip.
Unlucky, but no, that Sugar Bowl, man, like Michael Penix Jr., like that man was throwing lasers, let me tell you.
yeah.
Like
He's
just
the real
watching
deal, man.
it like all day throughout the day, you watch, like good quarterbacks, Jaden Milroe and nothing to take away from him and JJ McCarthy, but the second you turned on the Washington game and you just see the difference. You just see Michael Penix out here throwing multiple NFL throws, like he definitely made a statement and definitely boosted his draft stock yesterday.
His first completed pass was like a 70-yard
Exactly.
throw to the receiver. It was insane.
He just like read everything well, so he
Mhm.
dominated that game really from the get go, and like you can't. It's hard to catch up from that. So
You can't. You really
viewers kind of came back a little bit. Like they were kind of doing some magic and it was just all about the clock management at the end. Like they had this like one guy go down injury, like Washington,
Yeah.
and that stopped the clock. So like that gave him some time. If that
Yeah, that
guy
was
got
crazy.
up and like, didn't have to stop the clock, that would have been a different story. But hey, Washington still won, so
I don't even
it's
think
gonna be a
Ewers. Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't even think Ewers had a bad game either. I think the problem is just Texas just had that success from the run game, so they stuck with it. And even when they were marching, I mean, the I think it was 2 second half fumbles. Like it wasn't even like he just did not. I don't even think they had the ball the entire third quarter.
Yeah. They
Like it,
Washington had the ball the entire
yeah,
third.
it was pretty bad. So I mean, um, to still see the poise though from ears and all that, and I think ESPN really did him dirty by talking about Archie Manning for some
Yeah,
reason
dude, that was
Dude, yeah, you
in the
saw
brutal.
fourth
that one
quarter.
pick where it was like
Yeah,
all the media was all on Arch Manning and just
He
yeah,
had his helmet on, man. They were hyped.
yeah. Like that's just insane. Like they're not even down by like 3, 4, 5 scores, and we're already talking about putting Archie Manning in for the fourth quarter just because he's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Like that was crazy. That was really disrespectful in my
Yeah.
opinion. But um, hell of a year from Texas though. Um, to beat Alabama in the beginning, to make that statement, and then just to string together a really good season. Really good from them, and just sucks though. I mean, that was a really good play by the defensive back by Washington. Don't know his
Yeah.
name, but
They got it
um,
the first time, but not the second.
he was on it. He didn't crumble, and kudos to him for
Mhm.
staying poised.
hmm but no, the Sugar Bowl was definitely really good if you like offense. I like the Rose Bowl a little bit more as an overall game. Just felt more like a football game, and it just had those like just the defensive aspect to it, which I kind of tend to like more defensive type games. So, but both were really entertaining, and I think it was a great way to end off the 4-team college football playoffs. Honestly,
What about that
that
Florida
was really
State
good.
game? That was like just absolute, just brutal to watch from afar.
That
Even
one's
Oh no.
that one was hard,
I wanted
but
to get to see.
yeah, I watched like the first quarter and then I kind of turned it off right before the scoring outburst happened.
Yep.
But
It was bad.
yeah, it didn't look good. I just saw a bunch of highlights. I
They did
didn't.
not deserve to be in the playoffs. That was the pretty much the final nail in that coffin.
Yep.
Yeah, I get the people saying that they're missing multiple starting, guys, and I know like that does play a factor, but I just still think that if they got into those playoffs, I don't think they would have given Michigan much trouble, to be honest with you. Or
Definitely
even
not.
Washington. If they played Washington, Washington's putting up 70 on them. Like that
That is
offense.
realistic.
Like I was one of the people who wanted Alabama to make it in, and I think Alabama proved yesterday that they definitely deserve to be in. But just for the people who like watched FSU, like there's no way you're a fan of FSU when you watch those last 3 weeks of horrid quarterback play and just the offense of like it just looks like a high school offense out there with just high school like level quarterback play. Like you can't be telling me that they were going to go to the Rose Bowl and they were going to beat #1 Michigan or they were going to go into Louisiana and beat #2 Washington. Like I just don't see it happening. So um, I just don't get why people are really backing that up. But yeah, that Georgia had a good 2 bowl games back to back. So put up 60 in the last 2. So good for them. Good for them.
well, you guys,
I wonder how different it would be if Georgia was actually in the playoffs. Like, I mean, obviously they didn't make it, but like how good would those games have been? I think that would have been
I
crazy.
think still to the same degree. I think Georgia could definitely still put up the same kind of performance that Texas, Alabama, Michigan, like all of them. I still think they're a really good team. They just lost to Alabama, which is something that shouldn't be too surprising to people
Yeah.
because you know Georgia still was a really good team this year. I mean, we saw a lot of games this year where they almost lost. Like they almost went on the road multiple times, and they almost lost to a bunch of unranked teams. So, but they obviously found a way to win, and that's the biggest thing in football. It just doesn't matter what happens. You just got to
A win
find a
is a
way to
win.
win, and they did. Yeah, win is a win, and they did that all year until obviously the SEC championship game. But um, I still think that they're a Power Five school. They're Georgia. They were what 29-0 the past 2 years. Like they're gonna have talent regardless, and they had talent this year. Just didn't have enough on the offensive side. I kind of felt like this year.
What about Miller Moss and Louisville, USC? What a performance by Miller Moss. That last quarter. You guys see that?
Either Williams a fraud? No.
Yeah.
Maybe, bro. Maybe. No, I was serious. Villa Moss is like that was actually really nice by him.
Yeah.
That was the last thing I was expecting.
Yeah, no one was expecting that.
I didn't see too much of that game. I just obviously saw the stat line, so I don't really know too much about that. But
Yeah, me too.
you know,
I didn't see it, but I saw the 6 tutties. I'm like, whoa.
yeah,
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
that
That's
guy,
crazy.
that guy went off. But
Definitely.
nah, SC's in good hands, I guess. Miller Moss is ready to go out next year.
Only a sophomore, yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's good. He's
if
ready to
they can
step
find
up
a
and
defense.
take the spot of Caleb Williams.
Is Caleb heading to the draft?
He's
He
making
better
like
be heading to the draft.
he's making
I
like a
think
big
he's
deal
likely
out of it.
is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Should.
he's saying he's gonna make a last second decision, like very last second. So no one knows yet, but he should make it. I think
Didn't know
he'll take the offer.
Wasn't it Justin Fields did that a couple years ago? He waited till like very late to do
Um,
that. I don't know if it was him or
I don't think it
someone
was
else.
Justin, but I know who you're talking. I know it was a quarterback recently who literally waited.
Was it
Until the last
was it
second.
Stroud? It was
I
other
think it was Stroud.
No,
I think it was Stroud last
might have
year.
been Stroud. Yeah.
Because I know that he was saying that he didn't want to go, but I mean, he ended up going.
Yeah.
Obviously. But yeah, no. It's gonna be interesting, especially with this draft coming up and all these things.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is gonna win between Michigan and Washington? Though that's the bigger question.
I kind of lean towards Michigan.
Should be. Yeah. Well,
I was thinking, I don't know. I was thinking Washington.
I feel like Washington
Just-
probably should win.
I just think Michael Penix is a
I don't
dog.
know.
I want them to win.
Yeah.
Though. I want that. I love Michael Penix. I love his story.
Yeah, that's a good storyline, and
He's just also fun to watch. Like
It's gonna be a fun game to watch for sure. McCarthy versus Penix gonna be
yeah. But
Yeah, I
kudos to
think-
McCarthy for kind of stepping it up this year. He's been looking pretty decent. Yeah.
I think
Be funny.
I think Washington definitely takes it. I'm not gonna say definitely, but I think they are. I just think that their offensive firepower is just too good, and I honestly don't think Michigan has seen a quarterback like Penix yet. Just because, you know, I mean, if you watch that game, the bro is throwing lasers, like absolute lasers. So I mean,
definitely.
he's gonna show up. I think the receiving core of Washington is something Michigan also hasn't seen. You know, Adunze and Jalen Polk definitely are two guys who showed up again yesterday, and you just see the chemistry when they're on the field. Like, it just gives me like obviously they're not the same. Like, obviously they're not 2019 LSU, but it just gives me like the same vibe. Like, you just see the chemistry between, you know, Burrow and his receivers in college, and then obviously I'm kind of getting the same vibe from this Washington team. Not saying they're anywhere close to that team, but I just get that same vibe from you. See all the deep balls, you see all the just the natural chemistry that they've obviously worked on in practice, and I just think that this is a special team, and I think it's just the perfect way to close out the Pac-12 is Pac-12 getting the title. So
Yeah.
that'd be
Storyline
in
wise,
the
it'd be
script.
great.
In the script.
It's in the script.
yeah, the script is always the best, man. It is always the best.
Definitely.
Well put.
Indeed. What about
But Jim Harbaugh has his hands full though. They have to figure out something. Well, that pass rush of Michigan. Oh yeah, the pass rush of Michigan. I think their front seven definitely will give Washington. You know, I think it'll take a quarter for them to get used to. But I think once Washington settles in, I think, you know, you'll see the big plays happen. I think the first quarter will be like pretty like even, like kind of low scoring. Like you'll see like Washington kind of start off slow. But I think once they get kind of adjusted and like settled in and the nerves calm down, you'll see kind of Penix settle in and stuff like that. Watch that, because I said this now. Washington's gonna start off like 21-0, like instantly, like some stupid stuff like that.
Dominate. Oh no.
Yeah, that's how I see it going. But you know, obviously
It'd be
we'll never
like that,
know.
man. Penix, job's not finished, bro. He said it himself.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
knows what's up. So
knocking on wood?
I expect a good game. You know, it's gonna
Yeah.
be a good game.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What about that NFL news?
Oh yeah, playoff
Oh.
picture.
Oh,
Last week of the
Going on.
after the season.
What's going on? Playoff picture, NFL.
There's some crazy playoff implications. Some two games in particular that I want to talk about. You have Indianapolis and Houston, and then Buffalo, Miami. Those two games are basically for the division,
Yeah.
and which are going to be exciting in my opinion. Especially because I'm a Bills fan. So, but like, man,
So
you guys got winning that Houston and Indiana game, Indianapolis.
it's in Houston, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's Houston.
Yeah,
I
especially because Stroud's
I could
back.
see it. Stroud's back, yeah, and
Yeah,
want to say Houston.
He's-
I really do. I think the Colts have had a really good season. Gardner Minshew has really stepped up
Yeah.
and done a phenomenal job.
I would say their season's overall success because the fact that they've made it this far with a backup
Yeah.
quarterback just only
Yeah.
sees like how good they'll be once Richardson comes back. And
Yeah.
now that he had some time to kind of play a little bit, I think he'll be less raw. But we'll see. We'll see then.
I just think the Gus Bradley defense is just too conservative at times, and I think, Stroud's gonna notice that, and I think he'll definitely have a chance to take over, and kind of, assert, his dominance, stuff like that. But I think the run game of the Indianapolis will definitely kind of give Houston some problems because their front seven's good, but they're young, and I think they're just not quite there yet. It definitely was annoying watching this past weekend when obviously my Raiders went into Indy, and just that run game is like, it's hard, man. They literally drove down the field in like 5 minutes, just pounding the rock with Jonathan Taylor. It's like, dude, what do you do, man? It's just 6-yard gains, 8-yard gains, and the 12-yard run. It's like, dude, this is tough. So I think Indy's definitely gonna have to run out of that run game. But if it gets high scoring, I just don't think that Gardner Minshew can keep up with Stroud respectfully. So they're gonna have to hope that he doesn't come out, just absolutely slinging it.
Well, my Packers won on New Year's Eve, Sunday night game, beat the Vikings. Jordan Love
good
had
for
a good
them.
game, threw for 200.
Jordan Love has 30 touchdowns on the season. That is crazy. I saw a graphic that was talking about how Jordan Love this season has more passing yards and passing touchdowns than any single season Bears quarterback, which is insane. I mean, it just shows how bad the Bears have been with quarterbacks, the course of their existence. And when they're one of the older teams, so you think they would have maybe nailed it once on the head, but no. They were able to win the Super Bowl with just their elite defense in like 85, so.
That's actually a crazy stat.
Yeah.
Like, I know Jay Cutler wasn't the best quarterback, but I feel like he cracked 4,000 once. Like, no way. But
not even. Yeah, no one's cracked 4,000 for the Bears. It's crazy
that's insane. But hopefully this gets people off of Jordan Love's case, because I think he's obviously had a pretty good year. It's just a little bit of ups and downs. I mean, obviously you kind of have to expect that. He's not going to be some Brett Favre or Rodgers year one, just comes out and like absolutely amazes people, like people were saying. But he's amazed me personally, and I think the Packers once again set themselves up for another 10 years plus of amazing quarterback play. Because you go back and watch his college tape, like this guy is slinging it. Like
there's a reason they took him in the first round, when they still had Rodgers. So
I think he went to like Utah State or something like that. I think I could be wrong.
Utah State. Yeah.
Yeah, Utah State, and like I just remember watching him coming out the draft and was like, this guy can throw the ball. He just needs time to develop. You sit him behind Rodgers, like it's just good move again by the Packers.
Right. Yeah.
It just sucks that they couldn't give Rodgers help when he was there, because that guy obviously deserves it. Yeah, Love is slinging it. Packers got in, right, off of that win, or no? Because I didn't see the game at all personally. I was busy.
They're in the hunt.
On the verge.
In the
They're on
hunt.
the verge of
Okay.
making it. I know the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams got in.
Rams are in for sure.
Yeah,
Because I saw Green Bay was supposed to play Dallas, and I kind of laughed at that because those two teams have history.
Green Bay just owns Dallas. This was crazy too.
Yeah, it'll be honestly the cherry on top for this NFL season if the 7-seed Packers go into Jerry's world, Wild Card Sunday, and absolutely destroy the Cowboys like that.
I mean, it would just be fitting for the Cowboys to get an early exit, as they tend to do.
Mm-hmm. Like my season is complete right there. Like as usual, the Raiders are out. Like I'm just here to watch fan bases get upset as usual in the playoffs. That's usually what happens.
Especially Cowboys, Eagles.
Like the three
How are the
teams.
Dolphins?
Oh,
Injured.
The Dolphins? Yeah.
do the
Injured.
What do you guys
Dolphins
think of the Dolphins
because
versus Ravens game?
I was a little locked into the Raider
That was
game, so I only saw the game breaks on Red Zone to that game because it was on my second monitor. But I mean, Lamar's your MVP if you've
Yeah.
100%.
didn't get that
Perfect passer
solidified.
rating, 18 for 21, 300 something yards, 5 touchdowns, perfect passing rating against one of the better teams in the NFL.
Brady.
Debatably, that's MVP right there. And
Ravens are clicking, man. That defense is going. Todd Monken has done a really good job with that offense.
oh my god,
I mean-
he was a shock. I remember last year everyone was talking about fire Greg Roman. They did, and I
Mhm.
swear it was such a good decision. Now they're the 1 seed. They clinched the 1 seed too.
But you have to remember they don't even have a Mark Andrews. He's been hurt.
No, Isaiah
This
Likely-
offense is doing this without Mark Andrews, and it's crazy to me. J.K. Dobbins
wide
got hurt
receiver
week
one
one.
being in, wide receiver one is just an old aging Odell.
It's I mean, they're clicking at the right time, which is this is football, man. You got to. It's like the NBA playoffs. Who's clicking at the end of, April and March? Who's getting on these runs? And it's the Ravens right now in the NFL, man. They're gonna get themselves a bye. Now let's hope they actually come up they actually perform in the playoffs because last time they're the 1 seed, the Titans came in and beat them. Because I think Lamar deserves a Super Bowl. I really want to see him this year. I'm a full on. I'm bought in on this Ravens team. They're the team I'm rooting for personally. So let's just hope that they show up. Odell even said it. This is the best team he's been a part of. He's been a part of some pretty good teams.
Yeah, that Rams 2021
that Rams
team won the
team,
Super Bowl,
yeah.
and you say this is the best one. That's a good sign for Ravens fans for sure.
Mm-hmm. They should be happy. But I was gonna ask, what happens if the Dolphins lose on Sunday? Because I saw if the Bills lose, they could be out. But are the Dolphins?
If the Bills
they clinched,
lose,
right?
Yeah. The Dolphins have clinched, so they would be
okay.
like the 6th seed. If the Bills win, they're the 2 seed because they would have the game lead. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting game just because both Buffalo, I mean, ever since Trey White went down and Matt Milano went down, they've been dealing with defensive injuries, but their defense has still been pretty strong. Saw that last week against what's her name? They had some really good plays, like with Russell Douglas had 2 interceptions. One of them was a pick 6, and he was a great pickup from them. Traded a round 3 pick for him, which is solid. But that game, I don't know. My bias even wants to say Buffalo, but Miami is still really good. But at the same time, you got 2 key defensive players injured in Bradley Chubb and Xavier Howard, and I don't know. It could go either way. I mean, if it's like last time, they're in Miami this time instead of Buffalo. It was like last time though. 48-20 was insane, and they lost Trey White that game, and they still put up crazy numbers. So
you guys beat them earlier, right?
Yeah.
It was that. Yeah.
Week
I think
4.
it's kind of like what I said, if you're clicking at this time and the Bills are clicking, I think they're 4-0 in December, 5-0 in December.
Ever since they got Joe Brady, they're 5-1. So
yeah, the momentum's clicking right now. Josh Allen's playing really good. I think the only way they lose it if they just get that just out of the blue Josh Allen 4 interception game. You just gotta pray that doesn't happen.
That he has occasionally, yeah.
You guys should be fine. I mean, Tua, I think it's going to be high scoring. Tua's probably going to sling it. They're in, South Beach. They aren't in Buffalo. They aren't in
if
Baltimore.
Waddle was playing this game, because I know he was out last game, so that might, I don't know how much.
He sprained his ankle, I think. I think he should be back, but they might not rush him because it's the play. But it is for the division, so
But they clinched the playoffs already, so you never know.
You never know what they really.
Tyreek Hill is really good.
That offense is still crazy.
How big of an impact do you think having home field? Do you guys think having home field or home court advantage? Do you guys think that decides a game, or what do you guys think of that? You think so?
In Miami, it does.
Really?
For Hard Rock Stadium, it does because the opposing stadium has extra sunshine, so the opposing player gets more heat, for the heat.
Oh
yeah. On Sunday Night Football this week, though, they're playing Sunday night, so at least this week won't make a difference. It's just the crowd noise might, but at the same time, the Bills play in Buffalo, which tends to be one of the more active stadiums for NFL fans because they are diehard.
Yeah.
I think
Buffalo, so.
I think you just kind of have to look at the team too, and it's like a Miami-based team. Like it's not like a team like Buffalo where they're used to playing in the cold. And I think definitely
Mhm.
come playoff time, like if you look at these division leaders, like right now, like you'd have to travel to like Kansas City to play a game. You don't want to go play in Kansas City in
Yeah.
January. Like you don't
Yeah,
want to.
Arrowhead
True.
and it's cold. Nah.
Yeah, and I know everyone like with the Chiefs and all that, like they've had their struggles, but like come playoff time, like Arrowhead Stadium's gonna be rocking, and you don't want to be
Yeah.
there. And I know they've had their troubles, but that noise, regardless, is still gonna get to you. Um,
Mhm.
Now depending like what happens with these last couple of divisions, like obviously the AFC East and AFC South, like I think Miami's fine going to Houston, or Jacksonville. I don't think that's too big of a deal. But I think it plays a factor to if you have to go on the road into like one of these colder places when you're used to the warm weather, because
True. Yeah.
that's the biggest, in my opinion, that's kind of where it really plays a factor. But at the end of the day, that they are professionals and they should be kind of ready regardless. But
Mhm.
the NFL playoffs, like home field advantage plays a huge factor. It's
Especially and also that one first round bye that plays a big factor too. That can
Mhm.
or cannot. Maybe if they lose momentum, but like with how football is, they're just happy to get that extra rest.
Yeah, you just want to be sitting on your couch watching the games.
True.
Is this the best thing?
Rest
So
rest could be a good thing and a bad thing at
It
times
was
because
yeah,
bad
like
for the Dodgers last year.
yeah,
Terrible.
exactly. That is I was gonna say yeah, they got too comfortable and they just I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of see it sometimes. Like the biggest thing I can attest to it is the Ravens last time they were 1 seed. Like I said, they had a bye. They were like Lamar was the MVP that season, and then they got that bye week, and then the like fifth seed, the Titans came into Baltimore and beat them, like stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like if you're not ready and you're just gonna like think you're gonna walk over a team coming out of the bye, like it's the NFL playoffs. Like everyone's playing harder, so it definitely could catch a team off guard when they're just sitting on their couch for that 1 week rest. But um, it doesn't happen too often, but it's
Yeah.
definitely possible.
What'd you guys take about the Rams and how, I guess, from when they started the season, they were kind of a joke. Now they're actually making to the playoffs.
They look like a
Kyrie
threat,
Williams and
honestly.
Puka
Kudos
Nakua,
for
they're here
them,
to
honestly.
stay.
Their
They look like a
offense
threat.
just been clicking, man. They've been really on top of it. McVay has been coaching the team, coaching his ass off. It's the defense is still young, so I think in a couple years' time, it will definitely be back in the one of the top teams in the NFC, at least personally for me, for that alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
You
think the
think
biggest
Puka's going to
difference.
release a cup?
Nah,
No, I don't think they're
You
going to release him. He
don't
still
think
puts up
so?
decent numbers.
nah.
He's a good
Puka-
mentor for Puka, so
I
Yeah,
don't think Cup's numbers
Puka's
are even
still
like.
getting this.
they're not
I
that
don't know.
great, but
they're not
they have
that
been
great,
feeding
but I
Puka.
mean,
They've been feeding Puka.
yeah,
I think the biggest difference to this year is like the offensive line is healthy, and they've been able to keep Matt Stafford, healthy to a degree. So when you have Matt Stafford healthy and you have Sean McVay coaching, like you're destined to be great and be able to win. So especially finding Puka and Kyron Williams, like those two finds in the fifth round,
damn.
like yeah, those two are absolutely balling. Like you said, their defense is good. They're young, but I mean when you still got guys like Aaron Donald,
Mhm.
rushing the passer, I mean, it can't
Yeah,
be that bad. You'll still find
that's
success, and I think like I said, they're building momentum at the right time. I think they're 6-1 in their past, seven, and to go into the playoffs with momentum like that, it's scary. I think, regardless, like just having Matthew Stafford as your quarterback, like the biggest thing in this league, in my opinion, is quarterback play. And when you have a guy slinging the rock like Matt Stafford, like you're always in chance for a win, like regardless. And someone pointed out, I saw this on Twitter. If you think back, the Rams went into Baltimore and almost beat the Ravens. Like they lost to a punt return touchdown
Mhm.
in overtime. Like
The game was
this
close.
team is this team is balling right now, and they almost took down the number one seed of the AFC, who just blew out the 49ers and Dolphins. Like, this Rams team is serious. I know they almost lost to the Giants last week, but it's the NFL. Stuff like that happens. Like
Any given Sunday,
any given Sunday, exactly. And um, I think this team definitely can make a run. I think that this team can go into Santa Clara and beat the Niners. I think this team can go in anywhere and beat any NFC team.
That's
I
a
think
good
the
game.
NFC's, yeah, that game would be good. I really want to see Stafford go into Detroit. That I know it's been going around social media. I know it's been around these past couple of weeks, but like
Man,
the script writers, it's exactly the script writers just knew what they were doing at this season. Like that game will feed families. That's all I'm saying. Like I will be there. I'm on watching my TV. Like I'm there. Like I can't wait if that happens. Like oh my god.
You guys, do you guys have any Super Bowl predictions, or do you get any?
I think the most obvious one is Niners Ravens. Like as of right now, I don't know.
It's probably the most popular pick.
Yeah, it'll be more clear once the first round of the playoffs is over about who actually could go to the Super Bowl. But we'll see.
Browns are my dark horse, but
Browns
not really a dark horse just because they're really good. But I just think the script writers will never script write the Browns in the Super Bowl. So I just don't see it happening.
They don't want a Lions-Browns Super Bowl, which would be
they're scared of it. They're actually scared of it. Like Cleveland and Detroit, like
poverty.
Like those cities,
that'd be crazy.
Those cities are going crazy. Let me tell you, if that happens,
that will break the news.
Like,
if that happens,
yeah, it legit will
break the internet.
Break the news. It would break the internet. Break the news. It would do a lot.
It will be
the NFL
topic
scared.
Of the year.
I have a basketball question.
Yeah.
Wait, before we go to basketball.
Oh yes, go ahead.
I wanted to highlight a couple games from the comments on our poll. Let's go to the Lions Cowboys game. That was a controversial ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
suggested by who? M Lipple, whoever that is. Thank you. M Lipple 17 there.
Shout out to M Lipple 17.
Shout out M Lipple 17. Shout out.
But yeah, that game was crazy. The ending was so. I guess the lineman did apparently. I don't know if he said he spoke to the official. It did look like
no,
it.
he
but,
did. He did.
Yeah, and then the ref said he didn't, and then they made the thing, but it was an ineligible receiver downfield or something like it was. It was dumb. It was so stupid.
From what I saw from the footage, and in my opinion, I think 68 Taylor Decker went over to report, but the ref saw 70 right next to him, which is Skipper, I think his name was.
Yeah,
so I think the ref thought that 70 reported eligible, but 68 was the one who actually said reporting eligible, which is just so silly and so like something like that, which obviously, I don't know if you guys saw, but they got removed from the playoffs, that ref crew.
Yeah,
they're not allowed to ref a game. And definitely deserve, because something as small as that, like you literally see Taylor Decker go over to the ref and say, "Hey man, like I'm checking in." What else is he walking 15 yards to the ref for? Like what else is he walking there
just
for?
To walk with his
say
homie,
hi?
like
yeah, to say, "Yo, what's
Just
up, man?" Like no, he's not walking over there to say that. He 100% checked in. The ref thought it was another lineman, and it's a silly little mistake, but in the NFL, in the biggest moments, like we're not good. That's not happening. But the fact that the Lions still went for it 2 other times, like that's crazy.
And
that's
Campbell's
crazy.
Maniac.
Yeah, I knew he wanted to. I know, on this post game he said, I told the offense we're gonna go down and win, but like at some point you just gotta like say, let's go to overtime. Let's try to win this game in an extra quarter. But the biggest thing outside of that is what I learned from that game is the Lions do not have a secondary. Their defense this past 2 months has been like bottom 5. They cannot guard receivers with a wide receiver 1. Like it is bad, and definitely something to go into in the playoffs thinking about. Because what did we just say 10 minutes ago is Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, and Cooper Kupp are going to be going into Detroit, and you're going against a defense who literally cannot hold a soul. Like it's going to be bad. It's looking rough. Detroit needs to find a defense, and they need to find one fast because it's not looking good.
A question that I'd like to ask: do you think the Lions regret trading Jeff Okudah?
No. I don't think they regret that at all, because I think there was a lot more like coaches decisions wise, and like he just didn't really mesh well with the team overall. And I think overall Jeff Okuda is kind of a bust in my opinion. So just from where he was
Yeah,
taken, I don't think he's that bad.
third overall. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
maybe they'll be better once because I think isn't C.J. Gardner Johnson still out?
he already came back.
I don't remember if he came
I
back
could
or
be
he's coming
wrong,
back.
but I did see. I know he did come back. I knew he was healthy. I know he's still hurt, but I think they're bringing him back soon.
Yeah, I mean, if he's ready for the playoffs, that might be beneficial for them at least. But who knows
That'll
if
be
they can
beneficial.
withstand Stafford and Puka and Cup and
They just need like they've had a lot of injuries on the defensive side, but they just need Aiden Hutchinson to like be as consistent as he was, early into the season because I think he only has like I know it's not always like a sack like statistic. It's not always just based off sacks, but like I just feel like he hasn't been as dominant as he was earlier in the season. And I mean, he had 6 sacks before that Cowboy game. So I think you just kind of want him to get a little bit more active and pressuring the quarterback and stuff like that. Because I mean, they really need him. That he was project like people were hyping him up to be the decoy this year, and he, hasn't really, lived up to that. But definitely after this past Saturday, he definitely kind of proved to me that he still can be a top rusher in this league. He just needs to be a little bit more consistent because this team definitely relies on him to, create that disruption. Because if he's not, then quarterbacks will be feasting on that secondary.
Since we're on the topic of controversial like ref calls, what do you guys think of that LeBron 2-point shot? What do you guys
Oh
think
my
of?
God! It is
It's
a
a two.
3-pointer. It's a
It's a two.
3-pointer. No,
It's a
no,
two.
no, no, no,
Right
was a
before-
three. That was a three.
right before he jumped, that toe touched the 3-point line.
It is a 3-pointer. It's clearly a 3-pointer. Like let's not. No.
One of the official referees of the NBA reviewed it after the game, and they actually said it was a 2.
They just like to doubt my king.
It
It's
was a
whatever.
2.
It's fine.
He's
It's
too
fine.
glorious for them. I swear.
It's too glorious. Like
I'm sorry, that's a 2. It was a 2.
Birthday.
It was a
on his
2.
birthday.
On
too,
his
man.
birthday, on my baby boy's birthday, they did it.
It's a 2.
No, but outside of that call, the refs were really bad that game. Like my boy is getting hacked. Like he is getting absolutely like slapped, and they were just not getting calls. But it's whatever. I mean,
Saw
Yeah.
some of it, but I saw it like the ref's been on something this year, to be honest.
yeah, refs in all
Terrible this
sports,
year.
honestly.
But
I don't
especially
know what it
basketball.
is. Basketball, it's been bad. I know
Very
people
bad.
complain about like it just feels like calls are just like every 2 seconds in NBA games now, but like, I feel like refs always call the weak stuff, and then when it's actually comes to
Crunch
the final
time.
2 minutes, yeah,
It's
and now we're
not
just not
called.
calling anything. I think when you're legitimately getting like slapped on the arm and like actually getting fouled, like we need to start calling this in the last like minute, 2 minutes. Like I don't want to hear play it out when at the first quarter you were calling like the most teeny tiny stuff, Like
Yeah.
it's just consistency, man, especially with all refs. Just feel I know it's hard, but it's just feels like NBA, NFL, like obviously those are the 2 things that I pay attention the most to. It just feels like so inconsistent. Just wish we had that consistency, but all
I
good,
missed
man.
the hardcore defenses back then, like that like bully ball style of playing back then. I miss that.
I do miss that
No.
too a little bit, but I think like the game just has evolved
Yeah.
to where like everyone can score. Because for some reason on my Twitter, like Game 7 of like the 2010 finals popped up, and
Yeah,
like
that-
someone
oh,
pointed
man.
out perfectly, and it's like the middle of the fourth quarter. It's like it was like 60 to like 65. Like it's such a low scoring game, but like you look
All
at it,
defense.
like yeah, it's all defense. Like most of the guys on the court, like in today's game, are like they're not doing anything, in my opinion. Like obviously, like the Celtics a little bit more, but like they're just like if you can't score in today's game, like it's just you're not gonna see playing time. And if you can't shoot a 3, like you're not gonna see playing time. So I think that's just the difference of like 10 years ago from now, obviously.
Steph Curry changed the game.
Yeah, he legitimately did. Like, because if you look back, there is no center or power forward that has ever seen the 3-point line, 10 years ago. But now, like, if you can't shoot a 3, like, you're not seeing playing time. So, It's definitely interesting to look at, but I definitely do kind of miss the like low scoring like games like that because it's just like exciting and like I said, NFL, I'm
More
more of a
intense.
defensive guy. So NBA, I mean, it's natural too.
And long gone are the days with like Ray Lewis was kind of there, just truly feared like defensive players. So I see what you mean.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I agree. I grew up on Charles Woodson on the Raiders, man. Like that was entertaining to watch. And I know I kind of paid attention more to where he was on his second stint. He was a little washed, but it was just fun watching him fly around and just seeing stuff like that. And then I go turn on Baltimore and I see Ray Lewis absolutely
Ray
lighting up
Lewis, Ed
someone.
Reed, Terrell
Ed
Suggs.
Reed, like you see that defense, like it's crazy. Even dude, JJ Watt, man, that 2014 season,
Where you can argue he was robbed of MVP, but Roger
I
still
think he was MVP. I'm
that would
sorry.
he had 3 receiving touchdowns that year too.
Like
And
that
he had
was
like a few that he
crazy.
picked up and ran in, and then obviously just the amount of sacks and pressures he had.
Yeah. I mean, we still got some dominant defensive guys in today's NFL, but
Yeah, like TJ Watt's up
nothing,
there. He's one of them.
nothing's hitting like J.J. Watt and Von Miller in their primes,
No,
especially Aaron Donald too.
prime Aaron Donald, man, he's top 5 all time.
It's getting
Yeah.
up there, but he's still pretty good.
So
I know this may be a little biased, but I definitely do think Max Crosby be talked about like that in a couple years.
yeah, Max
'Cause
Crosby's is a dog. He's a dog.
I just his stats may not be like I mean he only has 13 and a half sacks is still crazy, but like the fact that he plays entire games and he's still making plays in like the late fourth quarter is just absolutely insane to me. Like he didn't really have that good of a game this past Sunday, but like the fact that his motor is just relentless. Like he definitely I still think could have dominated like 15 years ago because if you just have that motor just to keep going, like it is crazy.
2 weeks ago, I think against the Chiefs, he had some really crazy plays. He just
Oh,
wouldn't give
yeah.
up. He would not stop
Yeah,
until
he
Mahomes.
doesn't give up. It's crazy to me, and it's just insane. Um, yeah, I mean, that just reminded me of like when Khalil Mack was a Raider. Oh, that was crazy. That guy was insane.
He's still pretty good too, Khalil Mack. He has a good amount of. I think he's top 5 in sacks.
Yeah, he has
Currently.
15 right now. He had 5 against the Raiders earlier this season. That kind of boosted his stats, but
Yeah, but still, that's crazy. That was
yeah,
back
still
when
crazy.
when McDaniels was still a coach.
Oh my god, when that firing happened, like dude, it made me so happy.
If they don't hire Antonio Pierce like they didn't hire Rich Massacha back in 2021, that's
I'm honest. I'm still kind of on the edge, just because he's still so inexperienced head coaching wise, and I know if you give him an off season, I'm like 50-50 on it. Like I'd rather take a guy who like is ready to be a head coach and like who has
like
that
Ben Johnson.
experience. I want Ben Johnson so bad. Like you don't understand.
Or
I'd even
earlier,
take. Mhm.
earlier in the season when everyone was saying fire, like a bunch of the Bills fans, even me
Yeah.
kind of was saying fire McDermott. I was like, oh, let's get Ben Johnson, but he's kind of redeemed himself now that we have
Yeah,
an
he's redeemed himself.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
yeah, I
truly do
mean,
think if you give Antonio Pierce an off season, let him learn, like let him actually lock in the being a head coach, let him build this team because like if you look at this defense on paper of the Raiders and you show yourself the numbers that we have since Antonio Pierce has been named the starting coach, you would not believe it. Like this defense should not be doing what they're doing right now. And I love the Raiders, but the guys that we have on this squad, like the talent is lacking massively on the defensive end, and we're still putting up numbers.
yeah.
So
Raiders have Max Crosby.
Max
That's
Crosby,
it.
Malcolm Nunes, low key, like he had 3 sacks against the Chiefs on Christmas Day. Like he's been playing good recently, but Jack Jones too. Those 2
Yeah, Jack
pick
Jones. He had that
sixes.
pick 6 against Mahomes. That was sick.
That was a great way to start my morning. Just seeing that. Yeah, no, I think definitely with this draft, I think we're 100% have to go quarterback in this first round. And I mean, like I've been saying all year, I don't really care where we end up because I mean, this is the year to get a quarterback. You need a quarterback, go get one in the first round of this NFL
Yeah.
draft because
There's
you'll
plenty of
find a
good
good
ones
one.
to pick from. Yeah.
Yep, and I think we easily can move up this year too because I think we easily trade Devontae in a package to move up because I think as much as he says that he wants to play for his hometown team, the Raiders, like we're just not in a state right now to give him that Super Bowl that he wants. So we'll have to kind of see what happens with that. But a little off track there. Sorry about that.
It's
But,
okay. I do have
yeah.
a question for you guys. Did you guys see the New Year's Eve game with the Lakers and the Pelicans? I guess LeBron lost the rock two or three times from Jose
Sadly.
Alvarado. Yeah.
Man,
I
saw those
sadly
clips,
spent my
yeah.
night. I sadly spent my night before I went out to dinner watching that, and I really wish I didn't. To be honest with you.
It was like another like recap of like when Jordan returned from his I guess everyone says his suspension, but like when he played against the Magic and he lost the rock, I thought it was like one of those moments. I was like, you think like LeBron?
Nah, I mean, Alvarado's been doing that though for so long. Like I don't know how I don't know how LeBron fell for it, man. Like,
but then like you saw his reaction. He just went like this, and he just walked through.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing that does upset me about LeBron this late in his career is like he just doesn't like care anymore. Sometimes, like you see him turn over there, and he just isn't like giving that effort. You see him sometimes on defense, and he's just letting people get a layup. Like
He complains more than he plays now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he puts on a
I
drama
think,
act.
I think he definitely does complain a lot, but it's just like it definitely sucks, and I know like people definitely go at him on that, but like at the end of the day, like it doesn't bother me as much to where it's not my main concern with the Lakers at the moment. Like I'm a Laker fan, just everyone knows. Like this team,
I
like
think we all are.
oh, you're all like I don't know like who like I don't know who what the teams are.
Oh, everyone here is a Laker fan. Just no one say anything.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, clearly,
No, I'm a
I just don't know.
Clipper fan,
I just don't know.
actually.
Like, I just don't know like who's like fans of who. And I don't know if you guys knew who I'm a fan of, so I'm just making that known.
No, we're good.
But like,
We're good.
yeah. But like,
Wait, have you met my daddy?
yeah, buddy. Yeah, you would say that as a Suns fan. That guy. Go look at the pictures of him crying when he makes contact. It's pretty funny.
I have seen it a lot.
I love those
Luka's
pictures.
son?
You got card.
That's Luca's son right there. Oh my God, can you show him again?
It's okay.
Yes, that makes Luka my grandpa.
I've seen photos and memes of my goat crying, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean it's all good. But the fact that AD and LeBron like or even just LeBron, like our team apparently was the deepest team coming into the season. Like no help, all useless.
Not at
No
all.
one's doing a thing outside of LeBron and AD. And I know like they should be carrying and stuff like that, but like there are games where they're both 20 plus in the first half and no one's like close to like.
What about AR? I thought AR is not bad.
I didn't start
They're not really starting him. They're not starting him. Darvin Ham's being an idiot.
Darvin Ham like needs to go to the streets because the fact
He
that
needs to start learning
AR
Chinese,
is
dude.
the fact that AR isn't starting it and we're still starting a 4 power forward lineup is insane to me. Like
Jesus.
like Torian Prince not Cam Reddish anymore, but Rui, like Vando and AD, like there's no way those four should be starting and then together in an NBA floor. Like it is crazy to me that he thinks that's a starting lineup. Don't even get me started about his like the one before that with Cam Reddish and like Vando, like there's just no scoring in these lineups, and I just don't know what he thinks we're gonna do. I know like our defense is pretty good with them on the floor, but like cool, we can defend, but like against teams like the Celtics where you have 5 guys who can score, like it's hard to defend teams like that, and then we just I did. Oh, Darvin, please, like if he just starts AR, like everything will be okay. Like honestly.
Be 20 times better.
Yeah.
D'Lo off the bench is good. Like honestly, it would be good.
He was doing terrible starting. He really was bad. Like I don't know. Reeves at first I was kind of behind him coming off the bench to see what he could do, but now we really need him starting. We more than ever.
Yeah, because D'Lo hit a spud, and then like when we put him on the bench, and he's like actually like you guys mentioned it in the last pod, like he's using his minutes well. So and then like AR is just a good scorer, man. He's like he's basically our third option. I mean, and then like there's the thing like should we like get a third option, like a true third option, and like
I just don't think any of the options out there. Like I don't want Levine. I know everyone's saying go get Levine, but I don't want him. He's not going to solve anything. Like, he's just another 30-plus-year-old guy who he can score. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he's a legitimate third option. But what? He's going to get hurt, and then where are we going to go from there? You know, like, it's just stuff.
Then we're going to lose out any depth that we could have had with him not coming.
I mean, we have the depth to give up, but it just depends who we give up. You know what I mean? Like, like we have the guys, and I think we have the guys on this team to win the championship. It's just, can Darvin get the right guys on the floor in the right time? And so far, it's just not happening. So, as much as I wanted to say that we were destined for a championship before this season, the fact that LeBron is still carrying this team at 39 years old, it's not looking likely. Because by April, this man is going to be
exhausted,
tired like he was last year. Because that guy had no business still carrying us against Denver last year. He was, you could just tell he was gassed, bro. He was not there.
Yeah, and I'm surprised AD's been able to stay healthy, but I mean, he's been playing very well.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah,
don't really well.
Don't jinx it, man.
Now, the one thing about media and that really upsets me is AD's played the last 78 of his 82 games, and like, it's like, I don't know why we're still getting on this. Now he's gonna get hurt. Watch this. Like, he's gonna get hurt now.
No,
like he's been pretty healthy the past like 2 years. Like, yeah, he'll miss like maybe a couple, like a game here or there due to like a bruised bone or like something, or just rest. But like he's been pretty healthy, and you know, it's been definitely good to see him kind of get back in a rhythm now. Like, I see pictures from the bubble, and this guy's dropping like 40 with like 6 3-pointers. Like, where is that now? Like, what happened? What happened to his shot, man? Like, I don't even know.
He does good. He does really good one game, and the next game he does shit. That's how it
Day-to-day Davis.
It just needs the consistent. This entire team, man. Like, I'm not asking for you to make every three, but when you get an open look, man, like, just feels like we just aren't draining those, and that's just the biggest thing this year. And it feels like every year with this team.
Yep, exactly. Like, we just need that outside shooting, and it just never is there.
Like, everyone, when they're on the Lakers, there's Brick City, but, you know, look at Malik Beasley now. Like, he is absolutely a 3-point sniper with the Bucks. Like, he is, like, he's a shooter again.
Our curse, man, for these 3-point shooters.
It's just the bright lights of LA, man. I don't know.
It's the LeBron curse.
It is the LeBron curse.
He did it to Westbrook.
Yeah, his glorious glow is too bright. So
his radiant smile is just too much to handle.
Exactly.
Big personality.
The glorious glaze.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It sucks.
Glorious gaze.
It's all good. We'll get there one day.
The Warriors, man. Looks like, I don't know, if this keeps up, they're not going to be in the top 10, which is crazy.
They're not in the top. They're not in the top 10 right now. They are nowhere near the top 10.
Steph Curry doing anything.
Steph's gone, bro. He doesn't want to be there anymore.
He's not leaving. He's gonna stay there till he retires. That's his team. If anything's gonna happen, it's Clay and Draymond.
Get Draymond out.
Draymond, dude, get him out of there.
Yeah, get him out.
Put him with Dylan Brooks.
You should sign
the
Draymond
thing is, without the Warriors, Draymond Green is nothing.
Yeah,
he will not be able to do it.
He pretty much is. There are a lot of rumors to him coming to the Lakers, obviously, this past offseason because of him and LeBron, but thankfully he didn't.
Yeah, but that's not really going to help because they're already a defensive team. How's he going to help score?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was just saying this offseason, but what is his market outside of that? Like, what team is like saying, you know, we need to go out and get Draymond Green? Like, I just
put him on the Spurs.
I don't know.
No, put him on the Pistons. Re-image.
It's really sad.
Speaking of the Pistons,
bring back the Detroit Pistons
the bad boy
Pistons. That's what they need to do.
They finally lost their streak, though.
They beat their streak.
They almost beat it against the Celtics, but they fucking choked. Oh,
dude!
I watched a banner for breaking that streak. It deserves a banner for that.
19-point lead.
I sadly watched that third quarter, and I think everyone in the Detroit Pistons building needs to be investigated for tanking. Because some of the basketball that I watched in that third quarter against the Celtics is not NBA basketball, and they are clearly trying to lose. Who are they clearly trying to lose for? I don't know, because this draft class is pretty weak.
I said that in the last pod. Like, who are we taking for? Who are we
losing for? Like, Caitlin Clark, is that who we're losing for? Like, no.
Bro,
Honestly,
like,
they should probably make him better.
shoot the lights out, bro. Literally.
honestly, like,
make
I
him
would like to
better.
see it. Like, screw it. Get her on the team.
Caitlin
See what she
Clark,
does.
the Pistons.
Nah, bro. I'd rather put it with Pop and shit. She could be
Yeah,
popping off
true,
like
yeah.
it's nothing.
Her and Wemby would be a lethal combo.
Dude, that'll be a deadly duo. Deadly duo. My question is, with the going more in the college ball for Zach Edey when he gets drafted, I wonder where he's gonna go. Maybe Detroit might pick
Yeah.
him.
Zach Edey is so soft, and the only thing he's good at is just natural gifted height. Like, that guy is gonna go against, like, I can't believe I'm gonna say it, but like Rudy Gobert is gonna lock him down.
Yeah.
Like that, he just
He should be like killing in college, right? Like putting up
he is
crazy
like
numbers. He's
he's
not
really
like
good. He's
crazy,
good like
crazy,
numbers
but
wise, but like
okay.
I watched a Purdue game like last year and like couple this year, and it's just like he's just soft. Like, it's just that simple. Like, he just doesn't have that dominant force. Like, he'll get drafted, I feel like 100% because it's just his natural size. But it's just like, which team is gonna mold him into actually being aggressive and like actually going to get boards and actually dunking with his like 7-foot frame? Like, which
What about
team can
Wemby?
get some muscle on him? That's scary. Like,
That'd
that
be
is scary
scary,
right
scary.
there.
It could be like the Robinson and Duncan era again.
Yeah, but instead you got 7 foot.
Jason Rivera for Vanderbilt. He might be if he gets picked. Wait, has he got? Do you think he's gonna? You know who I'm talking about, right? Have you guys seen the? Have you guys seen Swagger, the show that's like based on Kevin Durant?
Mm-mm.
No, I have not.
So there's this show called Swagger, and he was in it, and he's like
Yeah.
one of like plays for Vanderbilt. He's averaging like 16 points, 4 assists, and 8 rebounds a game, and 4 steals. Just crazy. Wait, no, that was his high school. Shit. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know much about college basketball. I only usually pay attention until March Madness.
But
Mhm.
Yeah,
he,
same.
he might
'Cause
be
that's just how
killer.
I am.
Yeah.
I know like a couple of guys. I know
I know
Robert
some
Dillingham.
people.
I think on Kentucky. I think he's on one of the blue schools, but he's pretty good. Obviously I know.
Is North Carolina still good college ball?
Yeah.
Are they?
They're still pretty good. They won. Didn't they win today or yesterday?
Let me
I don't
see.
know. I know most of USC. Like obviously Bronny and Isaiah Collier, I think his name is.
You got Dennis
Um,
Rodman's son on the team as well.
Do you guys think Bronny James is overrated?
Yes, a
Yes.
little bit.
Yeah,
Little bit.
yeah.
But he's still good.
He's good,
He
but like
could-
first round pick in the NBA draft.
he's gonna be a good role player.
Nah. Yeah, 100%. Like he'll be a bench guy who can come in, give you some defense. I think he's still a really good defender. Like I still think he just has the build and like the natural athleticism that obviously he just gets genetically. But just
The
as a
juice.
as a scorer, like I just haven't seen it yet. I just haven't seen like true first round like if I'm a team that's rebuilding in the NBA, like this is a guy that's gonna come in instantly and like give me production offensively.
Bryce James is looking better.
Bryce James, now
He's
that guy,
looking good.
he's crazy. Let me tell you, that guy is gonna be insane.
He's got
Dude,
the height.
He's crazy.
Yeah,
Seen
he's
his
really
high
good.
school. Want to go
He
see him
transferred.
play?
Didn't he transfer like 4 times in like the
Yeah,
past
but now
like,
he's
6
back.
months?
He's
But
back
now
at
he's back at
Sierra Canyon.
Sierra Canyon.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been killing it there.
Yeah, I saw something on that.
They beat
Yeah.
another school by 80 points. Something like that. 68 to 80 points. It was
That's
ridiculous.
high school basketball for you. Unlucky for
Ridiculous.
that poor little team.
Just imagine being on the team and you're just like, well, we're going to go up against Bryce James.
Oh, I'm doing my math homework. And they fucking
Dude, I got a chem quiz tomorrow, guys. Who we playing tonight? Sierra Canyon.
I better hit the books. I think I better hit the books to become a lawyer.
Coach, my stomach's hurting. I can't play today.
I can't do it, coach. I
I
can't
can't
do
play
it.
against Sierra Canyon. My stomach's hurting. I'm sorry. And I got a quiz. And I got like 3 book reports to write.
Sorry, coach. I didn't fit the height limit in order to compete against Bronny James or Bryce James.
Yeah, I'm looking at
He's,
like mock
slouching down.
drafts. I'm looking at mock drafts for this upcoming NBA draft, and like, I just don't know any of these guys, and maybe that's just on me, but like, oh, I don't know. Detroit's in. Dude, honestly, watch. Detroit's gonna go like 7-59, and they're not even gonna get the first
There's
pick.
also this other league from overtime that's
Yeah,
been like popping off lately, and they got like already people got drafted from it, so there might be some
yeah.
good
Isn't
pickups
that
from
the league
there.
where the Thompson twins came
Yeah.
from?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm seeing a bunch of guys from it. Looks like that league as well, and a bunch of like overseas guys, I guess, are pretty. Um, oh, I do know this guy on Colorado, Cody Williams. I know that guy's pretty good. But like still, like there's just no like solidified top three, I feel like, this year, and it's the wrong year to tank, man. Like didn't last year they had the worst record, I'm pretty sure too, right? And they still got the fifth pick.
Dang.
Like it's I'm gonna check real quick, but I'm
Going back to high school though, for Cooper Flag, that kid is
Cooper Flag,
insane.
yeah. I thought he was a freshman this year in college, but I
He's
guess
still
I'm just
athletically gifted. He's
I'm just
dog.
wrong.
He's a senior still.
He's a senior? Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
yeah,
has he
whoever
committed
gets him,
anywhere
bro.
yet?
Oh, what?
Cooper Flag, has he committed anywhere yet?
Duke, no?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought he went to Duke.
They be duking it out.
Yeah, the Pistons last year, just to
Yeah,
go back on that.
he committed to Duke.
Yeah, Pistons last year had the worst record in the NBA by 5 games. They were 17-65, and the closest team to them were the Spurs and Rockets at 22-60.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
And they still got the 5th pick. Like Detroit, it was honestly a soul for a soul. Like the Lions are playing good now, and like the Pistons are destined to be bad for years on end.
I've seen the Tigers to be better.
Winning 17 games in football versus winning 17 games in basketball. Whoa.
Big difference. Big difference there.
Can't have shit in Detroit.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
literally.
think Monty should get fired if it keeps being this bad? Like, what do you think that's looking like?
I know, only because they haven't improved since last year. But is that just a testament to how
Not
bad
really
the team
Monty's
is?
fault. Dude. I don't know.
I don't
Don't they
think
just
it's
have like
Monty's
don't they
fault.
just have like just not really that good players?
Yeah, their
Yeah.
roster's really bad, but I
They
mean,
don't have depth at all.
like a lot of Pistons fans on Twitter definitely are like upset at his like his minutes distribution and his rotations and his timeouts and stuff like that. But like when you got a bench of like Alec Burks and like what's the other guy's name?
Kate Cunningham?
Isaiah? No.
Isaiah Livers or something?
Yes, Livers or Isaiah
Livers.
Livers. Like when you got those
Livers.
guys coming off the bench, man, like what do you want him to do? Like your number 2 option is Bojan Bogdanovic in 2024.
Oh
Like
my
it's
God.
not looking good, man. Like there's not much I think this guy could do, like even if he was like the best coach of all time. Like I don't think much can happen with this squad.
Sell the Pistons.
Sell the
Free
team.
Cade. Free Cade.
Honestly, sell them to me, bro.
Wingstop.
Sell the Pistons to me, and I'm rebuilding them like I'm in 2K. Like we're going to the chip in 5 years. Let me tell you.
82-0 challenge, baby. Come on.
Like I'm trade finding everyone on this team, and I'm seeing what I can get. Like we're getting picks. That's all I'm saying.
You'll be
Stock 'em up.
playing better than the A's.
Well,
Well, they're
A's
going
are
to Vegas,
something.
so hopefully they do better there.
They're joining my Raiders. Maybe I should become an A's fan. Maybe I should get into baseball.
Gregory Harrow, if you are listening to this podcast, we are bringing you in.
I've always said in my entire life that, I'm from LA, so I guess I'm a Dodgers fan. I guess this is the year that I'm 100% committing because we have a super team this year.
Yeah.
So let's pay
Dodgers.
attention to baseball for the first time in my life. We got like the super team, and I'm a Dodgers fan.
It's a good year to pick, so.
It's a great year to pick. That's the only
Better
reason.
than being an
I'm
Angels fan.
Or Trout.
Wins only.
Or
Wins only
Mets.
the season. for
Team
the
again?
Dodgers.
Have the Angels changed owners like at all? Who's the owner? Like whoever
Artie
that is.
Moreno.
Sell the team, man.
He
Like
is
you have
terrible.
2
He is
generational
awful.
talents, and you didn't win a playoff game. Like sell the
I feel
team.
bad for Trout, man.
Yeah, go get your bag. Stop wasting like, players' careers. Like I don't even know. Like that is
Yeah.
crazy. Like he should sell the team. Like the Pistons, whoever owns that team should sell the team. Like there's a lot of teams, and I'm looking to buy. I can give you maybe $1,000 for your team, but trust me, we're winning.
What
Like,
the Pistons are worth.
like
I can give you this Xbox controller for your team.
Whenever I went on this Prize
Oh.
Picks parlay, I can pitch in.
dude, like if I actually could hit one of those, like we're buying a team. Like let me tell you,
Just go all in right now. Just
I'm putting my entire bank account on a parlay right now.
Just
I'm about to go buy a
the
team.
parlay will just be for the Detroit Pistons dynasty, and then hopefully that hits.
Oh
then
yeah.
you'll probably
I
make
hope
enough
we get
money to buy a team.
I hope we get a Dodgers Yankees World Series. Sure, that'd be
Ooh.
insane.
That would be.
Ooh.
That'd be.
That'll be
Are the
Poetic.
Yankees good? Because like they haven't been to the
They got
world.
Juan
They
Soto.
got Juan Soto from the Padres. So I mean, that's not that big of a dip. Like he didn't really do shit on the Padres, to be honest. Juan Soto.
Yeah.
Padres.
He has to. I mean, I've heard his name before, so he has to be good. And I know like next to nothing about the MLB, so
He's just
he has
really
to.
he's a good player all around, good hitter, good
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah, makes sense.
But
Yeah, they've made
Well,
the
in the
Gotham
fight
because he's a
world,
lefty bat. So sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say, Josh?
I was gonna say in the fight world we got some pretty big news. I would say
Ooh.
McGregor announced his next fight date against Michael Chandler. You guys have any opinions on
What do you
that?
think's gonna win that, Josh?
Honestly, I feel like McGregor
Honestly,
is washed up still. Like I don't know. I feel like he
It's his
was
swan
like,
song. I'll be honest.
I like McGregor. I think he's cool. I think he's I
Ever
like his
since he fought
personality.
Poirier, he broke his leg. He just hasn't been the same.
Oh.
I don't think he's fought really.
Well, yeah, I think this is McGregor's swan song. I think McGregor's gonna win, but they're fighting at 185, which is middleweight division. So it's kind of
Okay.
like 2 weight classes above from them. But I think McGregor's definitely gonna win against Chandler, for sure.
Does Chandler have any any championship belts, or has he like won ever?
He lost his championship belt to Oliveira.
Oh, it's almost Oliver. Damn. All right. I mean,
Yeah,
he lost
Charles
to a
Oliveira
pretty
back in
big
like
name, so
2021.
damn.
Yeah.
Josh, I got a question for you, and this is from a fan, from our one of our fans. He wanted me to ask you guys: do you think McGregor's head's getting big? And he's not talking about his ego.
I think so. It might be a little bit. He's been the poster boy for the. He's been the poster boy for the UFC for a while, right? So kind of Ganders. He's been Dana White's been treating him well. So, but I think his time is washed up. There's better fighters out there, and he's got to go. Because he's fighting at 185, he's getting into a class like with Strickland and everything. And seeing a McGregor and Strickland fight, if he stays that long, would be brutal for McGregor.
Strickland's whooping him, dude. If they fight, Strickland
Yeah, I
is
know.
dominating him. That's not even fair.
Do you guys want to move to the Q&A? The
I'll
Q&A
say
questions
so.
we got?
Wait, what? There was a Q&A from one of our viewers, right? He wanted to, or this person wanted to talk about it. So what's the question, Jacob? What's the question?
No, there's we have a lot of questions. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4. We got like 10 questions from people, 12 questions. So I guess
I guess some of them. So
I can. Here,
I'll start with
here.
the first one from Sean J. Pollard. Championship team predictions for 2024 in all sports. That is a loaded question, Sean.
Loaded
Thank you.
question.
we answered
Wow.
that for college football. Washington.
Yeah.
Washington.
Okay, so college football,
Super Bowl.
Washington.
Super Bowl we kind of went over where it could be for
Niners
Super
or
Bowl.
Ravens?
It could be Ravens, right? And I think Ravens would win that if they
It
go
looks like Ravens right now. Like they're the strongest looking team right now.
100%.
Like, I mean, I want to see I want to see the Rams in the Super Bowl. I'm a Rams fan. Like I want to see Matthew Stafford come back with Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams. That'd be kind of cool to see. So that's what I'm rooting for personally.
I want to see my Buffalo Bills in there, and hopefully they don't choke. But you never know. They tend to do that. And then for
the NBA,
basketball,
I kind of want to
NBA.
throw a classic one in there. Boston versus LA. If we can get one of those, that'll be fun to watch.
that would be insane. But the problem is, if it's LA right now, Boston is destroying.
It'll be the LA Clippers. Not gonna be the LA Lakers.
Could be.
Yeah,
More likely,
it could be the
honestly,
other
at this
LA
point.
team, which are that.
It's more likely at this point.
If I were to make a bet right now, I'd say the Celtics are winning the chip because their starting five is probably the best starting five we've
Rookie
had
has been
since
crazy. So,
Golden State with KD. Honestly, I think that's the best starting five
Yeah.
since then.
Kristaps was the best pick they ever made.
That,
Tingus Pingus,
dude,
man. Tingus Pingus.
the fact that they got Tingus Pingus and they went back and got Drew Holiday, like it is just crazy.
He had 34 tonight.
Like they're starting, their
Wow.
top six are like crazy. Now their bench, when those top six get off the floor, and you got guys like Peyton Pritchard coming in, like it's a little scary. Let me tell you, it's teams definitely can make a run on them, but I just think it's safe to say right now in the middle of the season, I definitely would pick the Celtics.
On a real note, I probably would say Minnesota and Boston. That'd be a fun one to watch.
That'd
That'd be
be
a fun
cool.
one. I just don't think Minnesota come April will. I feel like
Yeah.
they'll kind of maybe fall off a little
With Baby
bit.
Jordan?
we'll see what
Baby
Anthony Edwards can do.
Baby
Ant-Man.
Jordan.
Ant-Man.
Baby Jordan.
Baby Jordan.
For the MLB, it's pretty obvious. Dodgers.
Yeah, so right now it's the
Dodgers.
Dodgers. They have the best team.
They have to be the
Dodgers.
It's probably
favorites.
gonna be Dodgers, Braves, or whatever. I don't know. Well, what other sports? I'm probably only a hockey fan here, but for the NHL, it's probably gonna be
Boston, you think?
Rangers?
I'd say
Rangers, maybe?
I'd say the Rangers or the Bruins for the
Rangers,
Stanley Cup.
Bruins in the East. West. Like,
West or no, West would be Vancouver.
man,
The Canucks, they're
I'm
top
still
in the West right now.
still doing good, but like
Maybe
Vegas,
Vegas?
maybe.
Vegas Knights?
Vegas has been kind of.
They've been
They
kind
got
of
shut out in
shaky.
the Winter Classic. They got shut out
yeah.
3-0 by Seattle.
The first shutout in Winter Classic
Yeah.
history, by the
Yeah.
way, Joey Decord.
Shout out Joey Decord, the guy who shut us down when we went to the Kings game
Yeah,
that day. He shut us down, man. We had like
That guy's
40
a-
something
he's
shots.
a really good goalie. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised if he's on the.
I don't know.
What's
I
the
might have
trophy
called him a
called?
nobody.
What's the
Stanley
trophy
Cup.
called for the goalies?
Vesna? Is
The
it Vesna?
Vezina. Yeah, the Vezina. He'll probably see one of those in his career.
Yeah, he's been solid,
But
but he shut me up
since-
for sure.
Ever since Aiden Hill for the Golden Knights got injured, Logan Thompson has been like not been that good. Their backup goalie for the Golden Knights. Pretty
That's
pretty
why
bad.
I'm like kind of iffy on Vegas now, but
Mhm.
I
Kings have
don't know,
been
West
not really
kinda
playing
wide
that well
open now.
either.
it's too early in the season for NHL.
Yeah, it's still like mid-season, it's a long season, so
What do we
But-
think about college basketball?
For men's, I'm not 100% sure. For women's, I would definitely say it would probably be.
Iowa.
Oh no, North Carolina's or South Carolina's been doing very well. Our local,
Oh, yeah, aren't they
our
number
local
one?
school, UCLA, is number 2. They just beat USC. They beat Juju Watkins and her USC Trojans. So the fight for LA is still in UCLA's hands. So congrats to them. But Juju ballin', she's still balling out there, dude. And then you got Caitlin Clark that just pulled a game winner for the logo. That was
I saw that.
insane.
That was
was
filthy.
insane.
I saw that. For women's, I'll say Iowa, just because Caitlin Clark, and I don't know too much about it. But for men's, I'll probably just go Arizona.
That's a
I'll
good
say
pick.
Arizona
I like
wins it.
that.
I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like Duke is gonna like flop in March Madness because they always tend to do that. They always like fumble the bag on that one.
Purdue's gonna choke again this year.
And then
March Madness as well.
I feel like UNC is gonna choke. There's a lot of teams that normally are like known to be very good, but they tend to choke a lot in the March Madness a lot.
And Zonga is one of
Zonga.
them.
That's another one, yeah. Oh yeah, for the UCLA men's team, congrats to the rookie on Miami. Balling it
Oh,
out
Jaime
over there.
Jaquez?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a dog.
2 games in a
Oh,
row
yeah.
during I think last year in 2023. He was just balling it out.
Yep.
And then, yeah, for the men's, I would still pick with Arizona. I would pick with you, Daniel. And
That's what I love to hear.
then soccer I don't really know because
I mean, I guess if you want to say Champions League, I'm not 100% sure.
sure.
I should probably look at the table for the Champions League before I really make a decision. But I don't
Whatever
know. I'm just
league
gonna
that
guess
Messi plays in,
It's
I'm
okay.
going with that team.
We could do it.
MLS.
We
Well,
could-
Yeah,
Champions League's
MLS.
Europe. That's like the biggest.
Oh, that's
like
the
club.
Europe one.
That's the biggest club soccer tournament
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
planet.
yeah.
Is the Champions League.
Liverpool
Where are they at
FC,
now?
baby.
Liverpool actually could. They've been really good in the Premier League. They're number one. No, yeah, they're number one in the Premier League right now. They're top of the table. So
Oh, sick.
even though I hate Liverpool, I'm a Chelsea fan. So
So, got another question here
What you got
from
for us?
from Tyler Ayers. Shout
The
out
Tyler Ayers.
Tyler.
Tyler.
He says he asks thoughts on Russell Wilson being benched and how the Broncos' offense looked with Stidham.
Here he
Ooh,
comes.
wow,
He's
wow,
sitting up.
wow.
Let's
Russell
go.
Wilson will be out of a job.
Okay, I didn't
John
watch the
Payton.
game.
Oh wow.
Broncos country, let's ride.
I think it was. I don't know if it was
They did
really.
Russ dirty.
I don't know. I think it was they kind of did Russ dirty by benching him, and if that fact they had some semblance of a playoff chance, even if it was really small and basically non-existent. I think if you still have that chance, you should play your starter that you paid $250 million for. That's just me, as opposed for your pretty inexperienced backup and Jarrett Stidham.
It is just.
I mean, doesn't
it's
Sean
just crazy
Payton
to me.
and Russ have? I mean,
Yeah,
doesn't
dude.
Sean
I don't think
Payton
Sean
and Russ, like, have
Payton
some
likes
little
Russ
beef?
at all. They
Yeah.
do not like each other, and it really started in the offseason when he was talking about how Russ was bringing his coaches in for the facility. He wasn't allowing that, and Sean Payton's kind of like pretty hard headed, kind of like, I don't want to say strict, but you could tell he misses Drew Brees for sure, having to coach him.
I mean, it's Drew Brees with that team, man.
Yeah,
With Reggie Bush and everyone.
It's not like Russell Wilson's a nobody like bum quarterback. He's won a Super Bowl and he's been to 2 and won 1. He's not like I would say he's an all-time great. Not quite to the same degree as someone like Drew Brees, but still up there.
I think it's just crazy to the amount of disrespect that Sean Payton has showed so far in his tenure as the Broncos head coach.
Mhm.
Because to come in and to like say like I'm the guy, like we're turning this around. He has, with the talent he has, he's definitely done better than a lot expected. But to set in the off season, making all his comments about, Nathaniel Hackett, and not gonna say that, Nathaniel Hackett's job as the Broncos head coach was definitely bad. But to just say all that publicly and to pretty much just feels like he's been so loose. And then to come in and treat your franchise quarterback like absolute trash and to never really give him that franchise quarterback treatment is definitely very scummy and trashy. And then into the middle of the season, after I think didn't they beat the Chiefs? You beat the defending Super Bowl champions, and you go in there and say, "Hey, do you want to sit the rest of the season?" That is absolutely crazy to me, and I think it's just so disrespectful to Russ, to a guy who 100% has bounced back this year. Look at his numbers. He is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. But it's not being, highlighted because it's the Broncos and it's like everyone wrote him off after this, past year. But the fact that he stayed quiet and didn't say a word to anyone until it got leaked last week, obviously because he got benched, is absolutely insane. And Sean Payton should be thanking the gods right now that Russell Wilson is not going out to the media and saying all the stuff that he's probably said to him and disrespected him by. It is absolutely insane to me that this whole debacle has gone down. And Sean Payton, and I had a lot of respect for him before this job, and I pretty much lost it all. And I do not like him as a coach. I think he's just a scummy guy, and obviously this whole situation, it's something, and I cannot believe that something like this has happened. It's just crazy in a professional setting like the NFL that a coach has treated a guy like this. And he's a nice guy. I think everyone here can.
He's got great character. People kind of call him corny, but he's really just a really nice guy. Kind of does what he, He's not really in the news for controversy in terms of just
he's just a down to earth guy.
He's very nice,
down to
very
earth guy, and it's just crazy that he's been treated this way, and I mean obviously Sean's probably going to stay the Broncos head coach, but the fact that you gave up so much to get this Russ, and he hasn't even played that bad for you. and just write him off, and he's basically going to be somewhere else next year. It's whatever, all that. It's crazy. But in terms of how the Broncos offense looked, I didn't watch that game. But Jarrett Stidham, he started for the Raiders last year. He didn't look too bad.
A really good game against almost beat the 49ers. It was a close
Almost
one.
beat the
I remember
Niners.
that.
Yeah, I remember that game. I mean, he has the talent. I mean, he's obviously enough over for a reason. Definitely gonna be excited to see what he does against the Raiders this Sunday. But, um, I think the Broncos offense is still capable. As much as I, kind of dislike Sean Payton after what he's done, he still has an offense that's pretty darn good, and he knows how to coach a team. But just the antics and the behind the scenes stuff definitely has stood out to me this year, and it's just crazy what with all that's been happening. But yeah, Sean Payton, you're a meanie head. I don't know if I could say bad words on here.
Yeah,
Oh, we've been okay.
What?
Be light.
I already said like a couple.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I'm
Sean
definitely
Payton, you're a
jumping
dick.
up on this.
Yeah.
You're a
there we
dickhead.
go.
Screw you.
There we go.
Fuck you.
Shout out Sean Payton.
What else you got for us? What does the audience got for us, Jacob?
Alrighty. We got another question here. From Jonathan Finn 9. He says he asks, which NFL conference is better this year, NFC or AFC?
Ooh.
You can
I
answer
would
this
say
two
NFC,
ways. You
in
could
my
argue
opinion.
which one has been more competitive and which one has been overall stronger. You could kind of argue that the NFC has been a bit stronger, but at the same time, the AFC has been really strong, but also just super competitive. Think about like that playoff race for the AFC. Like the Bills are a 10-win team that could miss the playoffs because of two teams losing and a
Mhm.
team not ending in a tie. So the AFC, I don't know. I kind of want to say the AFC just because I'm a bit biased, but it does make sense. You have
For me,
like
it's
more capable playoff teams in that conference than the NFC.
I think it's definitely the AFC. You look at it, you got the Ravens, obviously. I think the Browns are like a top 5 team right now. The Bills, people can make an argument, are a top 5 team right now. That's just like strict power rankings if you really want to go off of it. Like, and you mentioned it perfectly. Like, the race of the playoffs was so close. Like 4 teams just got eliminated last week. Like Broncos, Raiders, Texans, Colts. Like all these teams are like middle of the pack teams, but they're still capable teams. I'm gonna definitely take the AFC on this one. But NFC is definitely loaded this year too. But I'm a little biased to the AFC too. I just like the teams more in that conference. But I definitely think the AFC is 100% more competitive.
All right. Yeah, we got a lot of questions here, so I'm just gonna start asking them. Let's see.
Nolan LeBlanc, 44.
Nolan-
Thoughts
yeah, go ahead.
on the Dodgers
Mr. LeBlanc.
this coming year. Well, Mr. Nolan LeBlanc, we already kind of answered this. They're a super team. We can already kind of think, even from an unbiased perspective, I think they could easily win the World Series. With
Elite pitching rotation.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Can't wait for
we
that.
still haven't
Even
even
with that-
re-signed
yeah.
Kirsch. So,
Even without Ohtani
I hope we
this
get
year
Kershaw.
pitching, we still have an
Yeah.
elite rotation. But we got let's see, we got Yoshi, Bueller,
Kershaw?
Is Kershaw?
he hasn't
is
re-signed
Kershaw-
yet, but
He signed. Okay, yeah, we got Yoshi, Kershaw, Bueller. Who else?
Glasnow?
Bobby Miller.
Glasnow. I mean,
It's a good set. We may not
Yeah.
be able to name all of them now, but
then you
yeah,
still
we
got-
got a good set.
For
Oh,
hitting,
oh,
you still got Freddie and Mookie, and then now
yeah,
with added
Shohei.
Ohtani on
our
top of
hitting
the
lineup is going to be so strong. It's like it's going to be if we can't at least make a conference, or I don't know, at least a playoffs. I mean, yeah, at least if we can't get past the first round, that's that. You
Oh, I'm
already
worried
know.
about
Yeah,
first round exit, man. I'm scared of that, bro. Still terrified.
yeah, that's
I'm not worried about the regular season, man. We're
No,
gonna
yeah.
kill it. Honestly, bro.
If this is not the
we're gonna
72-10
kill it,
Bulls,
but-
then this is ridiculous. If they don't have the mentality that they had just to win, like just blow teams away, then it's just ridiculous.
this
Yeah,
is like the
on
best.
paper,
This is the
everything's
best.
like-
This is the best chance like the Dodgers have had a while to do good in the playoffs. So
We're the new evil umpire of the West now.
We're the new
So-
yeah, we're the new Yankees. So
So we gotta embrace that.
We
Yep.
just have to wait until the first game and see how it goes, because hopefully that
If
hype
it's
is
like-
not
if
up
it's-
to nothing.
if it's if it, if it's Brewers Dodgers like the first round, we lose to the freaking Brewers, dude. Could you imagine?
It's just like gonna be the random team that like kind of
The
made a late
random ass
playoff
team,
push.
yeah.
I saw memes talking about the like the Marlins in the World Series.
The Marlins just make a crazy run after defeating the Dodgers first round of the World Series, like the fucking D-backs. Fucking shit, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, dude.
All right, let's see.
Power of friendship, it prevails.
Yeah.
What else do our
Uh,
viewers got for us?
We got one from Jared Pollard. He asks, "What will happen with Zach LaVine and the Bulls?"
We touched up on that a little bit about
Yeah, we did.
not wanting him to come to the Lakers, but I definitely think he's not going to be on the Bulls for long. I think come trade deadline, he'll be off that team. Whether where,
He'll be gone.
who knows? I don't
Yeah.
think I really want him on the Lakers, like we established before. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to think where else he would really go. Like where else would really need him?
Denver.
Who knows? But the Bulls need to blow it up. Blow it up.
Yep.
Come on.
Definitely.
That's what the Bulls should do in terms of Zach LaVine. Whoever gives Chicago the most, that's where he's going. So
Oh yeah, we got Manny. Oh yeah, Manny Pacquiao. He announced his rematch with Floyd Mayweather. So that's gonna be
Wait,
that's
really?
gonna be
That's
interesting.
just a money grab.
It's a money
it
grab?
is.
100% a money
It's still
grab.
gonna be entertaining to watch. But
I have money on Mayweather to win. I'll be honest.
I'm not gonna lie. I like
That fight.
Pacquiao. I like Pacquiao.
Pacquiao's a better guy, like person. He's a better.
Yeah, but he's. I mean,
For-
he's just old. I mean, they're both old, but like Floyd Mayweather's like, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Kyle Porte? Since you're a Pacquiao fan, what do you think?
He hasn't fought in a while,
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be tough one for him.
I would.
But
like
it's
to
also
see,
been a while since Floyd fought. I mean, the
Exactly.
last time Floyd fought was against
Paul?
Logan Paul,
Yeah.
which shouldn't
That
have
was
been
really
really a
Yeah.
challenge.
Hey, the Paul brothers ruined boxing. I hate it.
Yeah,
But I'd like to see Pacquiao win. I mean, that'd be cool, but like it's gonna be hard. But I mean, it's doable.
You have a festival
Pacquiao's-
of the Filipinos.
Yeah.
well, in the end, it does come to a fight of defense versus offense because Mayweather is a pretty defensive fighter, rocking that Philly show.
Yeah,
He has a pretty
Mhm.
hard defense to get past.
They're both.
Versus
They're
Pacquiao,
both.
who's
Go ahead. Sorry.
oh, I was going to say Pacquiao has speed behind him, but
Yeah.
it's just a testament, I would say.
Yeah.
At the rate.
What do you
battle
think
of the old heads.
Who do you think the general public is going to be polling for? Is it more
I think it's
Mayweather?
split. I think it's split.
Pacquiao.
It'll be split.
Or that.
Pacquiao.
Only because Pacquiao is just I don't know, the narrative of him being a better person might just,
Pacquiao's he's a family guy. He's religious. He helps his country. I mean, he's just a good guy. So
Yeah, it is just a money grab, but
it is.
yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah. I mean, you guys
Bring
think
back
this will be
some
their last?
nostalgia.
Yeah. When did they fight last time? Like 2016?
long time ago.
No, way
No, it was-
longer.
Way longer?
It was like
2008?
wasn't it like 2013, 2014?
Yeah,
He was
sounds
a-
about right.
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole match was a game of tag.
Pretty much. I mean, that's how Floyd fights, dude. Floyd just likes to pretty much just
Yeah, I know.
dodge, weave until he gets tired of his opponent, and then he starts jabbing in.
Yeah, Pacquiao's just got to
Yeah, he's a
he's got to
fighter.
he's got to take control of the fight. That's what Mayweather likes to do. He likes to play with his opponent and kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't know, but
Well, Mayweather, he gets a feel for the ring when he fights.
yeah,
so,
yeah.
like, he gets a feel, so he plays it smart, if that's one way to say it.
yeah.
He's a very strategic fighter when it comes down to the ring.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch that fight though. It's gonna be good.
Oh, most def.
Let's see. Any other questions?
I think that might be it because there's one where it's like, how do you think the Dodgers will do next?
Some of them we already talked about, and
We already answered that,
That's pretty much
so-
it for the
So we got all
questions.
of
Yeah,
them?
for all the questions.
Yeah.
I got one more very informative one from an M Lipple 17. Poop. Very funny.
Thank
Very
you.
funny.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
shout out.
Very funny.
shout out.
M Lipple 17.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
I mean, okay, there's one tiny thing that's happening. The PWHL. I mean, I just want to. I mean, that's
Oh
happening.
yeah, I
The
saw that. I just
Did you hear
saw a
about
post
that,
about that. I
Kawamoto?
just saw a post.
What was that?
PWHL. The PWHL.
what is that?
It just started professional women's hockey league,
Yeah,
and it's actually doing really well. It's actually doing well. It's doing
Really?
it's they're off to a good
I
start.
only
And
saw one post, man. I just heard about it. I'm not gonna lie, but like,
Yeah.
hey,
But
I saw a
congrats to
post
them.
about it. Cool.
I like.
yeah, it's a brand new league. They're started, but the ticket sales they're doing good. So it'll
That's
be fun to
good.
watch.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Mm-hmm. But
All right, guys, that wraps it up for tonight. We are out of time. This is the Fumble the Bag podcast. We're joined by Kyle Squared, actually, Jacob Goldstein, Max Pollard, Josh Shusai, and Daniel. First time guy.
Rios.
Rios.
yeah.
Daniel Rios.
Thanks for being here, Daniel.
Thank you, everybody,
problem.
for tuning in and spread the word and share, and let's keep up the follows and the views.
Yep.
Prayers out
Play
to
grandma about
Japan.
it.
But yeah, prayers to Japan. Happy New Year.
Prayers out.
Oh yeah, praises Japan.
Peace.
Peace.